Hello, and welcome to Ad-lib Heroes. My name is Joey, and I'm a lifelong DM and storyteller. At our table today are...
Hi, I'm TJ, and I play Kirith Odell.
Hi, I'm Riley. I play Grimloche Sea Spray.
Hi, I'm Bev, and I play Olivia Fortier.
Now let's get back to the story. Last time on Ad-lib Heroes, Kirith, Olivia, and Grimloche foiled a plot by the knight Nathaniel Lorne to use an orc cult to kidnap Julian Corbus. He was going to make the Corbus heir marry him by force in a bid to steal their lands. However, with the help of some of Olivia's magic and Jivik, a priestess of Triathion, they managed to catch the knight mid-plot, and Comtesse Adeline Corbus took him into custody. Our heroes are now enjoying a well-deserved rest at Chez Fortier in Abelard. So, it is 2 weeks of time you have before I have my next plot element. I will leave it open to you on how you would like to spend that time.
I will spend the 2 weeks. I'm staying in a school, so I will begin learning a language. I spend the money and add the time on
the downtime activity for training. So
Mhm.
you talk to Olivia about who could help you learn the language you're looking to learn. You know a local linguist because you've been educated in this town for a while, Olivia. So you introduce him to Lucille, who begins to have him come in for a couple hours every day for classes in Sylvan.
Cool. And then other than that, I still only have 4 hours of downtime compared to these guys. So I go to bed after them, wake up from trance before them, and spend a lot of time at the Abelard Hotel drinking and smoking.
All right. Grimloche, what are you doing with your time?
I would be spending my time helping rebuild and upkeep the temple that we were helping.
Okay, so you head through the woods out to the Temple of Triathion. You start working with Jivik. So if you want to roll me a masonry check, so that is, you can choose either your strength and your intelligence and your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so +3. Oh wait, that was 14. Yes. Okay, so 17.
17. All right, let me just check in Xanathar's, which is the book that has the information. So you have basically earned yourself one favor from the Temple of Triathion. You get to know Jivik over the time. You find that, again, she also served in the army and then afterwards felt called to start serving this god of retribution and individuality. Because she did not take well to other people's orders. One of the things I know that you were a little concerned about her being out in the woods alone, but you have a conversation with her where she starts talking about, so the thing about serving a god of retribution is the sort of people drawn to a god of retribution tend to be a little bit on the tough side or trying to become tougher. And I don't know if you can imagine what would happen if you've got a group of people into retribution and their cleric gets hurt or goes missing. I have a lot of safety in the fact that if anything bad happened to me, I assume that you would come deal with it as well as some other people. I'm pretty safe out here, and that's just how it works with Triathion.
That's good to know. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And Olivia, what are you doing?
So I'll kind of hole up in my childhood bedroom trying to sort out this mess. I assume my dad calls me to do inane little chores all the time, interrupting my study flow, but
Olivia, someone needs to fold this laundry.
Yes, Dad. But I will try to get through what I can. And if these two are just kind of getting up in the morning and leaving, I'll probably harry them when they come back at night to tell me what happened, because I feel kind of stuck at home.
Right. So normally this would be a research roll, but because I always play by the rule that you only call for a roll if both success and failure are interesting. Here, failure starts stopping the story dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just the time investment you need. You start to understand more of the notes, and you start putting together the first section. The thing is, these are on random scraps in the middle of a whole bunch of calculations. So I have handed you the sheet that has the first little bit. There's also a summary at the bottom if you want the high level when you share with your friends on what it says.
Okay. The other piece that I would like to do during this time is, because I know I'm carrying around these kind of ramshackle notes, I'd like, are there such things as bags that, almost like modern briefcases, how they have a lock? Could I get a leather satchel made that I can half organize, try to figure out, but also have a lock on it?
Yeah, so it is 5 gold if it has a DC 10 lock, and 10 gold if it has a DC 15 lock.
I'll spend the 10 gold.
Okay. And I mean, that wouldn't stop someone with a knife from still getting in, but
Yeah, or someone could just take the bag from me and then later deal with it.
yeah.
You could hide it in my trunk. They'd never find it. It's like 80 pounds of shit in there.
Her point is to organize these notes.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because no one would steal your trunk full of garbage.
It's helpful garbage.
It's garbage.
But yeah, I'll wait till the end of the week because I assume that's when I come up with all this stuff. I'm going to read this now.
All right.
In recent days, I find myself fascinated by the walls of Raluex. We all know that the walls of the inner city form an octagon, with a gate in each of the cardinal directions. However, as I approached the north gate, I found myself drawn to the masonry. It was perfect, beyond what mortal hands could make. This was only the core of the wall, mind you, not the whole structure. The mistakes of mortal craftsfolk showed on the gate itself, on the highest ramparts, on the guard towers and the buttresses. Looking only at the core of the wall itself, though, the stones were perfect, every line at a perfect angle, fitting snugly beyond belief. As though entranced, I began to walk along the walls, my fingers brushing the divine work. When I reached the first corner, I noticed that the seam was copper. I continued to walk, and at the next point, where the wall met, silver was the mortar of the edge. A new shock awaited me. I should have reached the east gate, but it did not appear. The stone remained uninterrupted. I walked along fingertips, the method of my discovery, until I reached a seam of electrum. Onward I went, ignoring the absence of the gates, which should have been there. I found a corner of gold, then one of platinum, then mithril, and finally adamantine. As I walked onward, the next seam was copper. The pattern began to repeat. I began to count my paces. Every segment of the wall had 1,223 steps, and I would reach the corner. Never once did I find a gate, until I removed my hand from the wall and retraced my steps. Suddenly, I could find the gates again. The metal that bound the walls at the corner was no longer visible. Not until again I began to walk along them with my fingers on the wall, starting with the corner beyond my sight. Next, I headed through the south gate and began my experiment from within the wall. Again, running my hand when I reached the corner where a guard tower should have stood. I instead found a corner where copper fused the stone. The trick only works when one heads clockwise around the walls. No matter where I started, the copper seam would be first I found. I would move through the others: silver, electrum, gold, platinum, mithril, adamantine, and then return to copper. The imperfect adornments of the wall would vanish, and I would find only the core wall, its flawless stones in unison, repeating their metallic pattern. So, Grimloche, that was a story meant specifically for you. Does that sound mason, as a mason, like, I don't know, like, is that weird? I mean, it's weird that she couldn't see the things, but do people use metal?
Metal isn't traditionally used in masonry, but I don't know if you saw saw me doing this shit with yeah, that's really interesting. Like, you know, they say that the you say that it's it couldn't have been made by mortal hands, but like I don't know if you've actually seen me perform masonry. Like that could have been my dad or something.
Can you build a wall that parts of it vanish when you touch it?
I haven't tried yet, but
Well, you're not a wizard, so I'm going to assume no.
don't make me use my somatic components.
Some stuff disappears when I touch it really hard, man.
I'm just enjoying Kirith as evil reverse Hagrid.
Well, and I mean, if you,
You're not a wizard. Just this big hairy man that walks around. You're not a wizard.
so I think I know what some of these shapes are. Like if you put a pencil down and like while she talks about it, you trace a line of the wall. It changes what usually would be an octagon into a 7-sided. The way she describes it. So there's not only is the towers, the guard towers missing, but also a whole side is missing.
So it's been altered.
Yeah, like apparently, I don't know, maybe visually when you try to take it all in, it's like an illusion or something. But like,
It's not a lot of information to go on. It could be anything from a basic illusion to
we might have
your teacher going crazy to
A metaphor.
portal to another dimension.
Well, I'd be interested in
Or it's some weird fae just messing with her.
I'm curious about the importance of the materials. Like I know some of them are used in monetary weights, but like adamantine isn't necessarily.
You can roll me an Arcana check versus DC 15.
Lol.
13.
13. So you do know that those metals all have alchemical significance, but you're not sure exactly what it means.
Okay, well maybe I'll need to do some alchemical research. I haven't done a lot of that. I don't know if either of you have any experience in that.
No.
Not beyond basic herbalism.
I would like to use the dwarven trait stone cutting to make a check based on the finding the origin of the masonry.
Okay.
So I get double my proficiency bonus.
All right.
7.
7. So it is hard to do from the written description of an elf.
I have inspiration from like forever ago.
So you'd like to spend it on this?
Yeah, I missed
Okay.
the Captain Falcon knee for this. It better work. 12.
12. So what you're hearing, again, to hear it described as divine makes you wonder that if it is mortal hands, because you do live in a reality where there are creatures that are more perfect than mortals. So there are masons that amaze dwarf craftsmen. It makes you interested in seeing the wall, but again, from a description, you can't get enough information to tell the exact. The thing is, you do remember hearing some of the older masons talk about how great the walls of the capital city of Tucson are, how it's better than what humans make.
Sounds like one hell of a wall. It should have been my goal in the first place to see it.
Well, I wonder, I mean, I'm sure there's some secondhand knowledge and secondhand books on Ralue's history as well. But if I'm going to dive deeper into this, I think, A, we should go see it, and B, there might be more materials that I can find out on Ralue's history if I'm actually there.
Kirith has been like, why can't I just be at the Avalon Hotel as he listens to this conversation? telling
You
people they
are-
are wizards.
Putting yourself in whatever, at best, your teacher just went nuts independently. That is best case scenario. I feel like, based on my luck in the last week, you are getting yourself involved in something incredibly dangerous.
If Immerse went to the capital, then at least we could go talk to her. I have never known her. Yeah, she's been kooky, but she's not insane. She's the most brilliant mind I have ever met in my entire life.
Then you are convinced that this is incredibly dangerous.
That may be true. Then I don't think she should be going at it alone.
I have a house in the capital city. We can at least stay there for a minute.
And maybe we stop and stay at the Red Smoke Inn.
Maybe we stop and give that Faye the saltwater taffy you owe her.
I'm so glad you suggested it. What a great
well,
idea.
I'm not going there.
But what if it's dangerous?
I'm not being paid to protect you anymore.
I'll go get a gold.
You've actually protected me a number of times already. You know how to swing a sword.
I'll go get a gold from my mom and dad. If you need it.
I don't know. My skills seem to be worth a lot more than 1 gold at this point.
You're going to try to squeeze my mom and dad for more money when they...
I'm just saying I'm not walking out to talk to that Faye with you. I already offered my home in the capital.
That is very generous of you.
I mean, it's no Chez Fortier, but
Yeah, because it's Shay Kirith.
don't know my last name, do you?
I can't even remember his first name, but it's Odell. Come on.
I thought it was Elf something.
I don't know. You don't tell people I'm Kirith Odell. Actually, yeah, you do actually say your last name quite a bit.
Yeah, every elf's last name is Odell. Like, it's pretty easy to remember.
Okay. My teacher is an elf.
How many other elves have you met? Have you met another elf with the last name Odell? When? Where was he?
I just kind of assumed, I guess.
Oh, it was a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So good.
Start rummaging around in my trunk, just shaking everything all over the place, and
I immediately pack and light my pipe. Just never mind.
I don't have feelings or concerns. Leave me alone.
just coin flip two gold over to Kirith. Just come on, man, let's go.
What?
Said more than 1 gold. Let's get out of here.
He's hiring you to protect him.
I already said I would come with you guys.
And
But
also
once
that
we
can
get
stay
to
at
the
his
Red
house.
Smoke Inn, I'm not walking out to go see that Fae with you again.
Pick up my 2 gold coins off the ground. Fine. Okay.
Come on, Grimloche. Let's go downstairs and see if we could rustle up some fruit for you.
More of a wheat man myself, but
Okay. Some wheat. I just pull you down to the kitchen. Okay. When we get there, we'll get out of town as we head to Cherry Boots, and then I'll message Kirith that we're in trouble. And then he'll have to come and save us.
yeah, he acts like he doesn't care, but he does care. That's a perfect plan.
Perfect.
Hey, everybody. Cherry Boots here. Remember to rate and subscribe to this podcast so more people can find Ad-lib heroes. Or maybe Reginald and I will find you.
Hey, this is Kirith from Ad-lib Heroes, and if you like Dungeons & Dragons and heavy metal, be sure to follow the contributing artists who wrote our intro and outro, Balragath, on all of their social media and their Bandcamp.
All right. So I assume you guys aren't leaving at night to the capital. You're going to stay till the morning.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So what are you telling your parents, Olivia? Because,
Who is there when I'm leaving?
well, I assume that at supper that night, you're going to be there with both of them as your dad is serving chicken skewers on a bed of rice with lemon rind, and then there's a separate bowl of fruit and nuts for Kirith.
Just sitting there eating rice. This is amazing.
So we've really appreciated these past 2 weeks, Mom and Dad, that you fed and kept us.
Your dad's like, yeah, we're just glad to have you home.
Well, we won't burden you much longer. Just one more night, as the letters that Immerse left me told me that I should meet her for a further study in Raluex. So I'm going to have to head that way, but luckily, Kirith knows the city pretty well and has offered to help me find a place to stay.
All right. Are you going to need anything before you go? Your dad says.
No. I mean, the comp just gave us like 125 gold, so I'm probably gonna be okay.
Your dad's eyes go wide.
Do you guys need some money?
No, but if you can make 120 gold a month, keep doing what you're doing.
Great.
Your mom elbows him, and he like looks at her. And you can tell they're going to have a conversation later.
Anyways, luckily studying is super safe, and I will write you when I get there. Quit giving me judgy eyes, Kirith.
I can't not judge people.
I'm sure you lied to your parents before. Oh God, did you not have parents?
I don't know. That was 80 years ago.
Yeah, you're old. Your memory's not great.
And, no, I don't think I ever lied to them.
La-dee-dum. Moral high ground.
He didn't have a chance. He just kind of crawled out of a garbage can one day.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Or a cabbage patch?
Not a whole lot of nice gardens in my neighborhood growing up.
I don't know that I'm going to like Raluex.
You're not going to like my place.
So, you all sleep the night in Chez Fortier. And then in the morning, as you are heading out, I assume with Olivia, you aren't able to get too early of a start.
Yeah, no.
By the time I'm not like pressing them, but like since I'm probably finished trancing at like 4 a.m, I'm already at the stables arranging like, okay, we're gonna, yeah.
So you're hiring horses? Or
Yeah, another carriage to get us to Raluex.
Okay. So as you are making those arrangements and they're coming to meet you, Grimloche, you see someone that you recognize who is heading through the market and seems to be going up and talking to everyone who looks like they might be a mercenary. It is Asher Bellhammer, a bald dwarf with a bright red beard and simple work dwarf's clothes. And he is he is a student who was a few years before you in the Crucible.
Going to wade my way through the crowd to go meet him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just imagine there's like, no, fuck that guy. Running away from the plot.
I smelled the plot. Let's get out of here. Bellhammer, what are you doing here?
Oh, Sea Spray. It's great to see you. How long have you been in Avalon?
I've been in and out over the course of like a past month-ish.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you know any mercenaries or soldiers for hire around here?
Could certainly be enticed. What's going on?
So there's a village to the west, Ferrisburg. It's being plagued by bandits. Their lord, Sir Lorne, refuses to help, and he's closed himself up in his castle. And so, I mean, I'm here on behalf of those villagers. We've put together 50 gold, and I'm looking to hire as many soldiers and mercenaries as we can. They're not wealthy people, but the bandits keep coming, so I'm hoping to help defend them.
I know at least one person, or at least two people that'll sign up, and the third is on her way she's pretty down for everything. You can count us in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how much those mercenaries will need? I mean, it's a tight budget.
Yeah. I'll here. Come with me. I'll,
Okay.
like bring him to the carriage.
So yeah, you're just finishing making the arrangements at the carriage as Grimloche brings up a bald, red-bearded dwarf who is wearing clothes very similar to his.
I greet the bald, red-bearded dwarf just, oh, hi, Grimloche.
Actually, my name's Asher.
Yeah, see how
Asher
rude
Bell.
that is? Sorry. What was your name? I was trying to make a point.
Asher Bellhammer.
Asher Bellhammer.
Grimloche said I might be able to hire you to help protect a village that's being plagued by bandits.
Yeah. The royalty that's sworn to protect them is holding up, and
Yeah, that sounds like nobility.
yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get any help from their lord, Sir Lorne.
No, that sounds like nobility.
You
That-
guys all know
Yeah,
Sir
it's that
Lorne is
guy.
in jail
Mm.
in Comtesse Adeline's tower.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have done anything even if he wasn't in jail, though.
And
Would you be interested in, could we hire you to help protect that village?
I would need a lot more details before I said yes.
Yeah, so groups of bandits have been coming about once every 3 nights. They're mostly taking food because the villagers are poor. Basically the villagers have entrusted me with their gold to hire people to help protect them. So the bandits have come 3 times now, and you can make a insight check. There is something he is hiding.
Well, I rolled a 6, so 12.
So you're there. He even at a 12, there's a piece of information he's holding back. And when they arrive, they have an ogre with them.
Okay. How big is the village?
There's about 50 people in the village.
Okay. Roughly how many bandits are there?
There's about every time the bandits have shown up, there's about 10 bandits with the ogre.
And it's the same group.
Yes. They're led by a dwarf. And I've recognized him the same. I mean, there's others with them, like,
Mm-hmm.
a
Like-
couple of elves and a human. And
Mm-hmm.
those ones are always the same, and then there's others that switch out.
So, struggling farmers losing food, starving out because their sworn protectors won't do anything. I don't care if Lorne's in jail right now. There are stewards. There are other nobles there.
Sir Lorne is in jail?
Sorry, Sir Lorne is a guest of the keep here
Oh,
currently.
maybe I
guest
could go
with-
talk to him.
Probably not. He's a guest with bars.
Oh,
He pulled a knife on one of ours like two weeks ago. So he's probably not.
why are humans so greedy?
Right?
It's a good question.
Olivia's so quiet.
They can't even
I didn't
make
think I was here
Yeah,
yet.
Olivia's back home
Yeah,
sleeping.
Olivia
man.
comes up as she hears
Road trip. My dad gave us all jerky. Hi, new friend. Would you like some jerky?
Sure, thank you.
Jerky. I'm sorry, but my dad did give crackers.
Yeah,
Want the crackers?
That's
Grimloche?
exactly what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
I'm in.
Oh, are you coming with us?
No, there's a village that needs help. I've just hired your friend to help me protect it. How much?
I'm in.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. And he seems so relieved. He's like, we should still find more people because, so we've got 50 gold to hire soldiers.
I'm from here. I might know some people. I mean, if these guys are volunteering to help. I've got nothing better to do in the meantime.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Your name is?
Olivia Fortier.
I'm Asher Bellhammer.
And it is back west. It's on our way anyway.
Oh, cool.
So we'd be heading to Ferrisburg. That is not quite on your way. That is
A little south.
Yeah, it's
On our way enough.
mhm.
Sorry, what are we protecting the village from?
Some bandits and an ogre.
Oh. Something is weird. I don't remember, unless everybody was keeping it from me growing up, the amount of, like, orcs and ogres. Maybe I just haven't traveled enough, but this feels weird, doesn't it?
I think you were kind of a shut-in.
Oh. Okay. Anyways, southwest. Is that Lauren's land?
Yes.
I mean, we could talk to the Comtesse. I'm sure her or Julian might send some forces with us, at least that could protect the town while we maybe solve the bigger problem. They do kind of owe us.
They paid us. Letter of the law, they don't owe us anything.
Yeah, but I made friendly with Julian, which probably
Sure.
means
I mean, sure, we can ask.
you
don't
have
get
to
your-
use the pettiness
Don't
to your advantage.
Get your hopes up. They paid us, and I wouldn't put it past your Comtesse, too. Those aren't my people.
But just let me go talk to Julian at least. I think we have an in. I'll head up there right now.
All right.
All right. So you head up the hill to the castle. The guards very quickly wave you through the front gate at this point. And when you get to the main hall of the new wing of the castle, Loris Silverbeard, the dwarven steward of the castle, says, Miss Fortier, are you here to see Emile?
I actually would like to have a meeting with Julian if possible. I know he may not be awake quite yet.
He is probably just finishing breakfast. I will go check to see if he's available.
Okay.
So you end up waiting in a receiving room, and a few minutes later, Julian comes in, and he's wearing like a house coat smoking jacket and pajamas over it, and he says, Miss Fortier, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, we have heard wind of some problems happening in Lauren's lands, and I think it could be more bragging rights if potentially you and your sister were able to send some help to those villagers so that they would know that at least they're protected by the neighboring Comtesse, not if their lord is so incompetent.
Okay. What? So it's the
Ferrisburg.
Ferrisburg. That's the village outside of Chateau Lorne. Yeah, I can talk to Adeline, see what she can do.
At least you could, if we can fortify the town some, I think my friends and I who helped before are maybe going to go see if we can actually surgically figure out what the real problem is. But in the meantime, if there's, groups of 10 or 20 bandits coming at the town, it's hard for 3 people to deal with that sort of thing.
I'll talk to Adeline as soon as I can. I don't know how quickly she'll be able to mobilize something.
But I will let them know that the Comtesse will be sending a squad or...
I can't guarantee that until I've spoken to her.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we better get going quickly. Do you... Yeah. Thank you for talking to your sister.
Of course.
I'll head back to Silverbeard.
Bellhammer?
Bellhammer?
Bellhammer is the monk, and Silver Cave is
Silver
the
Cave.
steward.
Oh.
I will head to Silver Cave.
Okay.
Do you think Emile would be available right now?
He's actually away right now. He had business. Sorry, give me a second. He had business in Valines, so he'll be back probably in about 2 weeks.
Okay. Is Roxy here?
Roxy went with him.
Okay. All right. Do I know of... I'll just walk away. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I know of any place where people do job postings like this?
You would be able to go, so you can go and make a persuasion check at the sort of places where people would go hire mercenaries. We don't need to play out the scene of you interviewing and.
Okay. Now sing me a song. No.
Yeah.
Been rolling really bad.
Yikes.
6 persuasion. 12.
12. All right. So you are able, with the budget of 50 gold, you're able to hire about 12 guards to come with you.
Okay. The Comptus might be sending. I just like come back with 12
Yeah.
people.
And I assume that Grimloche is going out to talk to Jivek, the gnome. Was that the fourth person you were talking about?
No, I was.
Oh, okay. Oh, Olivia was the fourth, and you were counting Asher. Okay,
Yeah, I would assume that she's too far away to like actually recruit her for that.
okay. So yeah, you guys probably Olivia comes to get you as she goes recruiting mercenaries, and I assume Kirith is judging their quality as she decides which ones to hire.
Honestly, if we as many as we can get, like as long as they're not also scumbags who are going to try to rob the town, like fine.
There's a couple that are kind of setting off your scumbag radar, but as like number 8 of 12, you're like, we can handle one scumbag.
Yeah, there's enough of us that are, nah, man, do the job.
There's one that you recognize from the Avalon Hotel that you're just like,
Yeah, he was like, hey, man, you want to buy someone around? You're like, get a job.
It's like, that guy, I don't know if he can fight, but I've seen him take a lot of punches. So
Put him in the front.
yeah, just give him a shield. We'll be fine.
Yeah, and because these are mercenaries, they're providing their own equipment. So they are mostly being hired for a couple gold for the week is how long that.
Right.
So yeah, you get 12 people for a week for 50 gold.
Nice.
So, Bellhammer, when was the last time they attacked?
They attacked not last night, but the night before.
So we're expecting them tomorrow night.
Most likely if they come every third day. It'll take us about 4 hours to march to Ferrisburg. So we can get there by nightfall.
Okay. Okay.
Sensei says it's easier to march if you sing while you do it.
Truly inspiring.
oh, when the mercs.
Oh,
Oh, when the mercs. Oh, when the mercs come marching in. Da, da, da,
Ugh.
Grimloche pulls out one of his licorice cigars. These guys, right?
Hey all, Olivia here. If you're enjoying this story as much as I am, you can hear more from Joey. Check out Amazon for his series, Truth of the Empire. 2 books are out now, True Son of the Empire and True Sword of the Empire.
This is Grimloche Sea Spray, and my sensei always said to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Ad-lib Heroes. Do I get inspiration for that?
So as you are heading along the road, eventually there is a turn through a heavily wooded area. I'm going to ask you all for perception checks as you head through that wooded area.
Be nice if I could roll over a 10.
Same.
I did.
Good.
14.
14? All right. So,
I got 15.
okay.
Damn
Got
it.
5. All right.
Oh, at the marks! Oh, okay.
Grimloche and Kirith, you see that there is, as you come around the corner, there is a figure that has hurried into the trees.
Okay. Like
A humanoid figure.
humanoid figure
So-
rushes off the
rushes
path.
off the path into the trees. You catch just the tail end of a cloak and boots vanishing into the heavy growth.
I make eye contact with Grimloche and just, you saw that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sword.
I'm gonna try to circle around, call out to them, let them know that we know they're there.
Okay.
So I'll try to Mask of the Wild kind of disappear into the
Okay.
brush. Natural 20.
You are one with the trees. So, as you are heading into the trees, even though it's a stealth check and not a perception check, I want to give you an extra bonus for the natural 20. There are several lines in these trees that archers are sitting in. They are lying down and watching. There are, by your count, probably about 6 people, including the guy who rushed off the path, hiding here. They are laying very still, holding their breath. The different blinds are about 45 feet away from each other so that they're covering this swath of road.
Mm-hmm.
So, Grimloche, what are you doing now?
Once I'll give him a little bit to kind of get into
Because
position.
he is just gone. He steps into the trees and you've never seen him.
Yeah, do a double take and just nothing.
Yeah.
As soon as I feel like he's had sufficient time, just shout out to the great nothingness. Just let's have it. What's it gonna be?
Roll me an intimidation check.
Nice. Come on.
11.
11? So after a moment, you hear from the woods a voice go, "Oh, I don't want any trouble."
Oh, what are you hiding from then?
There's a lot of you and one of me.
Mm. All right, come on out and we'll talk.
Yeah, show yourself. I try to look tough.
So a rough-looking half-orc comes out of the trees. He is wearing studded leather armor. He has a light crossbow on his shoulder, scimitar on his belt, and a bunch of daggers and a bandolier across his chest. He's wearing dark green clothes that blend easily into these trees, including a hooded cape. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want any trouble. Name is Covey."
Covey, Grimloche.
I look at Bellhammer, and I will try to whisper to him, "Is this one of the guys?"
It could be.
Not one you recognize
Yeah,
distinctly.
he's
Okay.
You don't look like you're not ready for a fight there.
I'm not ready to fight, 15 guys? Because you've got a whole bunch of mercs with you.
Okay. What are you doing out here then?
Traveling, heading to, I heard that there's work in the Ashura Badlands. You can roll me an insight check.
15.
15? This is a practiced lie. This is the lie he tells when he doesn't want to fight.
Oh yeah, the Ashura Badlands. I've I know the place.
Yeah, I heard there's a bunch of expeditions heading out there to try and find old drow gold.
Oh yeah, the old drow gold. It gets me every time.
Now, all those things are true about the Ashura Badlands. It's him going there.
Yeah.
That is the lie.
I just know that he's
Yeah.
a con man.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Well, it's lucky that he's just traveling, with all the gold we're transporting. It's very, very lucky because someone nobly just going adventuring.
Are you hiring more guards?
Oh, right now it seems to be working okay. I mean, I'm engaged to the Comtess's brother, so
Oh.
I'm just going home to
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm just going home to tell my parents, so
Really hamming it up.
So he kind of glances into the woods. You see a half-elf start climbing down out of his blind, but he is stowing his weapons. So this is a half elf who starts like he's heading towards a deer trail that parallels the path.
Oh, so he's trying to
Follow. He's
Oh.
getting ready to follow Olivia.
The rest of them seem like they're all just they're
They're
gonna
all
let them pass because
yeah.
there's too many.
Yeah, they are not gonna. They are outnumbered 2-1. So
I turn to.
I'm at this point, Kareth is like 90% sure these are the bandits that, and if not, they are just regular ass bandits. I did get a natural 20 on stealth. I can probably start taking guys out. You know what? If they're going to let us pass, I'm just going to tail the guy that's going to parallel.
okay.
What's a good wage? I'll pull out a coin purse and like accidentally drop 5 gold, like easily, and then
Yeah.
just like,
So one of the mercs behind you goes, I mean, I'm getting 2 gold for the week.
okay, does 2 gold sound good?
The half orc goes, yeah, that sounds great. I'd be happy to work for you for a week for 2 gold.
Okay, so I go and I hand him 2 gold.
Okay. And he joins your guys' entourage.
I'll just like lean into Bellhammer and be like, stay on him. I'll walk up front with Grimloche.
Okay.
I will stay in between the new guy and all the characters of importance at all times.
Yeah. You're making sure that he doesn't. You guys are keeping an eye on him.
He's like flanked by Bellhammer and Grimloche.
Yeah.
No.
So you continue on, and eventually the woods start giving way to tended fields with fencing around them, growing a lot of vegetables as well as some wheat fields. And just before the evening starts to set in, you can see the village of about 50 people.
Okay. Once we are away from the archers,
Yeah.
tailing this half elf,
Yeah.
I do him a murder.
Okay. You don't want to do him a questioning or anything?
They seem to have a guy that we can question.
Okay.
Well,
This guy is not getting back from his scouting mission.
Okay. So let's draw initiative for your murder attempt. All right. So while he beats you in initiative, he doesn't know there's a fight. So he's got the surprise condition.
'Kay.
Which means that he will have reactions even during the first round, but you do have the drop on him.
While tailing him, I open up with from about 60 feet away. Oh, wow. I hurl an ice knife at him.
All right. So that is, if it's an attack roll, you attack with advantage because he is unaware.
14.
14 will hit.
Good thing I got advantage because the dice hate me today, and I got an 8 and a 3. So first off, the knife part hits him for 6 piercing damage, and I was casting it as a second level slot. So it does. So he takes 6 piercing damage, and then it explodes, and he gets a dexterity saving throw versus this part.
He has a 7.
He fails and takes 11 cold damage.
All right. So he hits the ground as the knife explodes in him.
Okay. I root through his shit, I guess.
All right. He has a scimitar, a light crossbow with 10 bolts.
Yeah, I don't need any of that.
And he has a coin purse with 1 gold, 7 silver, and 15 copper.
Okay.
The moral penalty is he has to do a bit of math.
Mhm.
Whatever. Cool. So that guy's not getting back from his scouting mission.
And I assume you're
There
doing
was-
this when the woods start giving way to the
Yeah,
fields
before the woods are
gone.
like before I lose cover, but far enough away from
Mhm.
those other archers.
Yeah, you have about an hour and a half before. You
Yeah.
You're feeling pretty confident by the time you do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the village, do you rejoin them as soon as the murder is done?
No, I'm gonna, since this guy was paralleling them and now they have this other guy, I'm gonna like come out pretending, like I'm going to pretend to be the guy tailing them,
Right.
so that if this guy like falls back to where his buddy should be, it's like, hi, no, I'm a spider.
All right, so the village of Ferrisburg is houses for about 50 people. The only other buildings, there is a storehouse for produce, there is a church of Pelor, and there is a small smithy. You can again see the village as you approach. They've still got smoke coming out. There is no wall around the village. It would not be easy to defend if it needed defended.
Is there like... We're basically just surrounded by a sea of fields, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's evening, correct?
It's like 4 p.m.
Okay. I guess start cooking up a camp meal, I guess.
You're not going to go into the village?
Sorry, with like start like preparing like dinner for everyone once we hit the village.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if we should send Bellhammer in ahead of us, just because.
Oh yes, they don't attack. Yeah.
Well, as you approach, there are a few scared commoners, but these commoners have shields and with spikes on them and really well-made spears. You're a little surprised to see that, but one of them, a middle-aged man, comes forward. He's got a very short beard and he is starting to bald on top. And he steps forward and he's like, "Oh, Asher, thank goodness. These are the people here to protect us." And Asher nods and he says, "I was fortunate enough to meet one of my fellow members of the Crucible, Grimloche, who was able to help me arrange this force."
I just keep my eye on the guy I've hired to protect me as this conversation's going on.
Okay. He is keeping his eye on you, and he's looking at you a little strange because you told him you were transporting gold for the...
As like a dowry for your wedding.
I just actually just make uncomfortable eye contact with him.
And he kind of like, is everything okay, ma'am?
Yep.
Ovi says, "Oh, okay.
You were looking at me.
Yeah, I thought we were doing something different. I mean, it's your 2 gold. We'll do what you want and go where you want."
Well, I mean, if on the way this town needs help, wouldn't it be the best thing to help people in need?
Yeah, probably.
Is he sincere?
He does not care.
Yeah.
You don't even need an insight check for
Yeah.
that. Psh, no.
It's your 2 gold.
Yeah. Which I will get back when you are on the ground.
What?
Nothing.
So they start talking to Asher about where the soldiers should be posted, and he tries his best. I mean, he's a monk, not a military commander, but
Where do they usually come from?
they come from the trees out there, and there is a young woman, probably about mid-20s, with a long braid down her back, who says, "I know exactly where they're coming from. If we just take this to them." And the headmaster of the village goes, "Sarah, enough. We couldn't. I mean, if they are in a fortress, we can't take them out."
I take note of who Sarah is and where she goes after the
Yeah.
town leader once this kind of meeting finishes and we
Right.
break into whatever.
So because there are 10 guards, they basically send 2 up the road in each direction and have the others kind of off duty in the camp so that they can watch and give early warning. They start billeting everybody with different villagers, different families. And
Well, as my personal guard, I say to the guy I hired in the
Jacoby?
woods, Jacoby, you could stay with me.
all right.
We're probably going to camp because my family still lives further west from here.
Oh, we're continuing on?
Yeah, we will be, but it seems like these people could use some help.
All right. No problem.
So we'll
do
set
you-
up camp with our cook here. Grimloche's a wonderful cook.
Okay, excellent.
I just hope no one wants to fight. Like all I do is cook.
Yeah, well,
Well, and he says, anything I can do to help? Gather firewood? I don't know.
You got lots of knives. Can you chop some carrots? Peel some potatoes?
So yeah, he pulls out one of the knives and starts peeling potatoes and chopping carrots for you. Kirith?
I just chill out outside the town, outside the camp, just
Yeah.
like, especially like once it starts getting dark, I can see the firelight.
Yeah.
I can see the.
So at one point, Covey steps away from the fire and
'Kay.
he pulls out a handkerchief and he waves it in a pattern that is obviously a sign.
Yeah, I'll approach,
Okay.
staying like just at the edge of like my own dark vision, even like 60-ish feet.
Right. Now, he is a half orc.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember the way that dark vision works, it means that in dim light, you see as though it's bright light.
Okay.
So, so you want to stay beyond, you want to stay out of the dim light.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You are going to need to roll me a.
Actually, that would make it like hundreds of feet back, wouldn't it?
Not really, because
Okay.
if you think of like a house with camp, because this is after dark.
Okay. Sorry, I have to roll you.
Yeah, roll me a deception check as he comes forward and he says to you, sorry, give me half a second here.
I don't think it's completely out of the ordinary that this guy would stay way back.
Yeah.
And for the crowd, dark vision in 5th edition is shades of gray.
And he says to you, Grin, what are you doing?
Just keeping an eye out. Oh no, that's the worst deception roll I've ever rolled.
'Kay.
10.
Okay.
Or no. Yeah, 10.
He says, all right, good work. Thanks.
Just back up.
Mm-hmm. So, everyone make me a perception check.
well, I would also like to, at some point, kind of go off away from the fire and
Mhm.
then into my little copper ring
Yeah.
message and be like, Gareth, are you alive? You could reply to this
Yeah, I
message.
guess I haven't. I've been gone for hours at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm like just outside your camp.
Oh, okay. Do, 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 do,
Oh
do.
my
I
God.
keep singing into my ring, which goes directly into his head.
All right, so everyone roll me a perception check.
I got a 10.
10. Okay.
10.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
12.
So sometime after supper, Covey slips off into the dark.
I don't. Damn it.
Yeah, you don't
haven't-
see him either.
I rolled. I've been rolling. We've all been rolling so low.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he had a pretty good stealth roll. He did not believe that
Yeah.
Kirith, and so he realized he might be in more danger than he realized.
Gotta go get my 2 gold. I would like to go find villager Sarah.
Okay, so yeah, you find Sarah. She is sitting kind of near the road where the guards would come tell everyone if they saw something. She has a short bow and a decent-sized hunting knife on her belt, and she is wearing leather that would count as armor.
Good evening. Sarah, was it?
Yeah, you're the daughter of...
That was all a lie. The guy who was with us was part of the bandits, but, yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, he's just sitting over there with, he's probably pooping. Anyways, don't worry. We've got it all under control. He is totally tricked into thinking all of that other crap, but I am actually one of the mercenaries hired to help, and sounded like you knew where they were coming from.
Yeah, they're in the old Iron Keep, the abandoned dwarven outpost in the woods.
Okay.
But everyone's afraid to go there and do something about them.
We could maybe take a specialized force.
Yeah?
There.
I can show you the way.
You would have... Yeah. I mean, you look like you could be capable. Have you done this sort of thing before?
I mean, I hunted animals and wolves, but
Okay. Well,
like I've never killed someone, if that's what you're asking.
No, definitely not murder talking. Yep. I've not witnessed a lot of murder recently. Anyways, yeah, if you
that
could...
was weeks ago.
if you could show us the way, I bet you we wouldn't want to leave the town totally unprotected. So if we left...
For example, the nameless mercenaries and...
Yeah, if Bellhammer and these 12 guards stayed here, just give me a moment. I
Sure.
move away from her so she doesn't see me casting message. Be like, Kirith, come over here.
Yeah, he's gone. There's no point in me staying out here.
What do you mean he's gone?
He's gone.
Oh.
He left.
All he told me is, I'm gonna go poop.
Yeah.
It might be a long one. Don't disturb me.
Yeah.
Then he slipped into the tall grass and I lost him.
I can't believe he would lie to me. I guess I lied to him. But I want my money
All you guys
back.
did to each other was lie. It was like being in a relationship.
That tells me a lot about you. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's quit casting message and just come over here.
Okay.
I'll go grab Grimloche from cooking or cleaning up cooking. Yeah, apparently our hostage guy left.
Like, he's pooping or what?
No, you
No,
left.
we left. But there's the villager, Sarah. She said she might be able to take us to where the bandits are holed up.
Oh, okay, good. Did she have any of the stew? Like, Master always said that the source of dark vision was the potatoes. So if she had enough, we could be pretty sneaky.
So you get your inspiration and an eye roll from Olivia, especially because there's carrots in the stew. And he's talking about potatoes giving you night vision.
It is the potatoes.
I look over and see if Bellhammer is listening and if he's nodding.
No, he's telling someone else, like, you gotta eat your potatoes or you won't be able to see after dark.
Oh, God. So much is being explained.
It's no wonder these guys are getting raided. Like, they don't even know the basics
They
of
don't know the
potatoes.
basic. And look at this. Why are all the houses above ground? It's so easy to just surround them.
Could you
It's
two quit
ridiculous.
victim blaming? Okay. They could just also be living in a village not attacked by bandits.
Well, that's what we're trying to do for them.
I
Yeah.
know, but don't blame
And
them.
then we can dig them some holes underground.
Oh. Anyways.
Then they can just reach out their windows and just grab a potato.
Oh, God. Dwarven logic is special. Special logic.
So you guys gather together and are planning to go with Sarah to the Iron Keep where the bandits are headquartered to do a little reconnaissance.
Oh, sorry, are we done talking about potatoes?
Never.
Great. Yeah, some reconnaissance tonight would be perfect. Depending on how many are there, if there's enough that you don't recognize, that Bellhammer doesn't recognize specific ones, there's probably more than just 10 hanging out in that keep. So, and if they're sending out like a particular leader and the ogre every night, I don't really trust these mercenaries to fight the ogre without people getting hurt. Reconnaissance tonight's a good call. And we can jump them and we can set up an ambush tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we call it there, and we'll pick up next time as you guys head to the Iron Keep.
Cool.
I am Riley. I play Grimloche. Blah, blah.
Please keep the entire Arnie sound in that.
I'm here to fight you. My name is Grimloche. I'm the greatest warrior. Subscribe and rate Ad-lib Heroes from me, Grimloche.